Hello everyone, it's Sally here from Strength for Dance, and we're just going to have a little talk about hips and hip assessment. We're going to be looking at a test called Craig's test and the concept of ante and retroverted hips. So that's anteverted and retroverted is talking about the degree of position in the femoral neck. So you've got your ball at the top, and there's a femoral neck, and then your femur. So essentially that is that. Now, I remember hearing on a course once a really nice way to remember which is which. So if you imagine my fist is like an ice cream and it's upright, if it falls backwards, goes back into my hip sockets here and rotates out, that's a retroverted, retro, backwards. And that gives you that really turned out leg. If the ice cream falls forwards, anterior, still needs to go back in my hip sockets and then come in, and that gives you the internally rotated legs. So that's more anteverted. This is my model here, Bella. To do a Craig's test, you want to bend the leg. This hand just feels the bulk of the greater trochanter, which is that bony bit on the side. You can grab it here, feel when it's in its centered position by moving it. It's down, it's up, it's centered. And here you can see Bella's leg is just off neutral, 5-8 degrees. So that's bang on textbook. What we want is about 8 to 15. Now, if I continue, she doesn't actually have much more. That's her block, but she has a massive amount of large amount of external rotation here. Again, textbook, whatever that is, we have equal internal and external. My hips are relatively equal, but a little bit more internal rotation. And if you are anteverted with your hips, one of the telltale signs is that you're quite comfortable sitting in positions like this, which I have been. And then I find it difficult to sit in positions like this, where I need a lot of turnout within my hips. So that's more difficult for me. We have as well positions of the acetabula, so that's the cup of the hip. And again, that can alter where it's sitting. So again, a fun way to think of it is carnivorous. They might be more forwards, or reptilian, they might be more facing outwards. So if your skeleton has a more forwards facing, carnivorous acetabula with the forward ice creams, then you're going to be set up to be more internally rotated. You're going to find it more difficult to sit in second splits, roll through splits. And when you bring your leg up in front of you, you can really bring it up and across without too much problem. On the flip side, or the other end, if you have reptilian acetabula and you've got your retrofemoral necks, your legs are going to be a lot wider. You're going to be that person that can roll through splits really easily. You're froggy in all your positions. But it's going to be difficult for you to bring your legs forwards. So if you flex your hip like this and you try and bring it in front of your body, you're more likely to get pinching at the front of the hips there. You really need to listen to your body and feel what your hips are telling you. So at the end of your range, does it feel like a bony block? Have you got these other things that all fit into a position of how your hips and pelvis are set up? Don't push into it. The last thing you need is to be creating problems in your hips from forcing. Like I said, my hips are a little bit more internally rotated. I have never been able to roll through second splits. It has quite a bony block. And when I look at my own hip MRI, I've got spurring and labral tears all over the place, essentially from trying to force my hips into positions that they're not designed to do. All right, hope you enjoyed that and found it interesting. Thanks, Bella.